Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Friday, November 1st, around 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. The death toll from Spain floods passes 200 as rescue teams search for the missing. And we've got heavy snow coming to the west. Buckle up. Keep calm. It's boom time. 4 more rounds of snow expected to hit Colorado in the upcoming days as the global warming goodness falls from the heavens. Colorado's snow season is off to a great start with the statewide snowpack sitting at 142% of the long-term average, according to the USDA, bolstered by 464% of norm snowpack in southwest Colorado. That is the result of 2 significant October storms that favored the region. And the next several are also going to favor the South San Juans, where we are talking to you now. The storms dropped more than 20 inches of snow each, and other areas of the state have lagged behind in the snowpack quite a bit. But thanks to our region, the state is looking great. Big changes made to the snow forecast for the Sierra Nevada in the coming 2 days. They were predicting 2 feet of snow from the next system, but the latest forecast now predicting just 9 to 12 inches. But that doesn't mean it's something to scoff about. Chain controls will be in effect. And there was record Halloween snow for Anchorage, Alaska. Alaska has capped off a snowy October with yet another heavy dumping and record territory here. Anchorage experienced its snowiest Halloween on record, with snow totals reaching 8.9 inches by 10 p.m. Thursday. With it still coming down, this comfortably bests the old record back in 1983 of just 6 inches. And how much snow fell in Minnesota on Halloween? Well, it wasn't much, but it was the first major snow of the season. The highest amounts reported, just 4.3 inches in Sandstone, Plymouth, and Monticello, but there was also 4 inches in Winthrop and 3.5 in Maple Lake and Comfrey, as well as 3 inches in Buffalo and Maple Plain. It's insane. Hurricane Center is tracking 3 disturbances in the Atlantic. Is the U.S. at risk? Well, disturbance number 3 is going to make its way over the Aleutians and head towards Europe. Just a 50% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days. Disturbance number 2, very low probability of doing anything, but the models are showing this come through the islands and whip around here and maybe make landfall on Louisiana. Disturbance number 1, the biggest probability of cyclone formation, 80% over the next week. We'll keep a close eye on this as we enter the work week. And here's the full forecast. Excessive rainfall and flooding threat in Puerto Rico and New Mexico. An elevated to significant flooding threat will continue today across Puerto Rico, with the highest risk across the eastern and northeastern portions of the region and northern U.S. Virgin Islands. In New Mexico, multiple rounds of heavy rainfall will likely lead to flooding concerns this evening as that frontal boundary moves through Oklahoma tonight, and there could be some severe weather there. So heed the warnings and click on your county for more information. A quick look at the GFS model shows that tropical system making its way through Cuba up into the Gulf of Mexico and whipping around and hitting Louisiana on November 11th. This is early in the model and late in the model run, so I'll keep a close eye on this as the trajectory is being, modeled. You can see heavy snow and precipitation in the Pacific Northwest. That's going to move down the Rocky Mountain spine through the weekend, bringing heavy snow to Colorado. The latest model showing 4 feet or more from 1, 2, 3 systems. And that's just through mid-November. And the depths are insane. Let's walk this through for you. Here is Saturday into Sunday morning. And you can see snow is going to move all the way down to the Rockies, Utah, Nevada, the Sierras, the Cascades. as well as most of the higher elevation of Idaho, western Wyoming, western Montana, and the South San Juans. That's going to pick up Saturday night into Sunday and into Monday morning, where heavy snow, as the work week begins, moves east. Take a look at this. Holy macaroni. System after system. And this is going to be quite a spectacular jump start to the ski season for the West. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore says he is never skiing again. Well, good news there. Snow odds ramp up in the prairies as the chilly pattern arrives, and you can see heavy snow moving across. Well, take a look. The prairies right there. The prairies are going to get it Tuesday and Wednesday, and BC as well will be getting hit hard, tilting the scale here with 100 inches of snow by mid-November. We'll see if those numbers hold up. Bad story here. The death toll from Spain floods passes 200 as rescue teams search for the missing. Spain's worst national disaster in decades leaves many communities without power, water, and aid. But the good news is that more than 90% of the power has been restored to the affected areas near Valencia. The region summons volunteers on Saturday, and the death toll is likely to rise as search for missing continues. Now, sad stories are arising on the horrific details of how victims died in these flash floods. Many people were trapped as they were trying to escape. The flooding came in so quickly that as the water was rising in the city, people rushed to underground parking lots to get their cars to safety, and they had no idea how fast the water was coming. Well, and they succumb to it. Here we can see debris piled up along a street November 1st following the devastating effects of flooding in the town of Vallaporta in the region of Valencia in eastern Spain. The full horror of the flash flooding in Spain began to emerge Friday just as new rainfall lashed southern parts of the country. This is good news because it's going to wash a lot of this mud away to begin with. The storm has killed at least 205 people, with 202 of those in the hardest hit region of Valencia. Emergency services in the region said Friday, and our hearts and our prayers go out to those affected. And please be safe. Seismic update. No quakes of note. We've got mid-ocean ridge activity here just south of Iceland. Normal activity worldwide. Some annoying frac quakes at the deep well injection sites of White City, right there in New Mexico. A quick look at the Reykjanes Peninsula shows all is quiet as we're just awaiting the next eruption, probably developing in the next 2 weeks. And we will continue with worldwide volcano news for November 1st, Liwatobi to 8,000, Popo to 25, Nayurumura Gida. Ongoing feeble eruption. I can't wait till that ends because I hate pronouncing it. Ibu on the list, 8,000 foot puff today. Fuego to 15. Reventador, 14,000 foot blast. Ducono to 8. Samaru to 14. Liwatobi to 10. Let's take a look. Ibu, 7,000 foot puff there. Popo to 21. Ongoing feeble eruption in Africa. Fuego, possible volcanic ash today. Sakonijima, puffing and passing the 7,000 foot. We've got, that volcano again. Popo blasting a 27,000 foot puff today as it seems to be reducing in activity. We've got Canelon on the list with a 10,000 foot blast, as well as Liwatobi to 10, wrapping up the list of worldwide volcano news. Space weather update. Well, we don't have anything to update you about. 24 hours of just about nothing at Solar Max for cycle 25. The highest X-rays measured just up in the low-level M range over the last 24 hours. 4-day geomagnetic forecast showing not much happening as far as those CMEs we showed the other night will barely get to geomagnetic instability, according to the models. The geomagnetic field and aurora forecast is completely quiet. We're dropping down towards psychic territory, but you already knew that, didn't you? Have you heard? Well, you already know. The ozone layer healing progresses as the 2024 Antarctic hole I just said it, ranks among the smallest in decades. We like small holes when it comes to ozone now, don't we? But I do digress. Now, the Antarctic ozone hole in 2024 measured the 7th smallest hole since recovery efforts began. Now, what are they talking about? Recovery efforts for the ozone hole? Do we have an ozone machine in Antarctica that's blasting O3 up into the... No. So the recovery efforts mean that they've increased your taxes. Yeah. And they reduce CO2, which means the hole's recovering. Didn't you know that? Well, the reality is that the ozone hole heals itself during the 11-year solar cycle. As we reach solar max, the hole closes, and as we reach solar minimum, the hole opens again. This is because during solar minimum, we experience high flux of cosmic rays, which destroy the ozone layer, and the hole grows. So the hole has been closing up now for the last 6 years. And it has nothing to do with recovery efforts, whatever that means. And here is some more science to put you back into your place. Experts warning now that the International Space Station needs to be evacuated immediately. We reported the other day that they're going to re-enter this baby in 2036 in the Pacific Ocean with the help of Elon Musk's space program. Yeah, NASA bought his technology and is going to be using his craft to steer this gigantic station safely into the Pacific. That's their plan. But it's anyone's guess how it goes. Do you remember Skylab back in the 70s, right around the time I was born? Huge pieces of satellites hit people's homes. It was just a complete nightmare. Hopefully this goes better. But I do digress. Now the International Space Station has become a complete liability, which is one of the reasons they're going to re-enter it in 2036, 12 years from now. But the fact that we now have permanent residents in space orbiting the planet is a mind-blowing, to say the least. But the International Space Station is ancient, aging, dilapidated, and old technology. It was an incredible feat of human engineering when we built it decades ago, but the beautiful alliance of former competing countries, well, they insist the space station should be evacuated immediately. Way back in 2019, a small leak was found to have sprung on the ISS. It started out only losing 0.2 pounds of oxygen a day, but by 2024, it was evacuating a worrying 3.7 pounds of oxygen from the station every day. The location of the leak has not been found, and as a result, no repairs have been done. This is the state of our space. Anyway, Elon Musk thinks he's going to Mars, has not tackled the cosmic ray problem. We can't even build a tin can in low Earth orbit that doesn't leak. Well, you do the math. DEI and all, yeah. It's a complete shit show. Scientists reveal a 450 million year old arthropod fossil preserved in glittering fool's gold. Now, if you didn't know, many fossils are pyritized, and that is the replacement of its original form with Fe3O4 pyrite, or iron oxide in the form of a glorious fool's gold. And in this case, a lot of times it happens with arthropods, and here we see an arthropod being replaced with pyrite, fool's gold, a spectacular specimen. I just wanted to show it to you all, and the article will be linked below. Biohacker solves mystery of why we wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Now, I'm not one of those people. I sleep straight through 7 hours or 8 hours, however many hours I say before I go to bed at night. I say, Diamond, I need to get up at 6 a.m. And at 5:59, I open my eyes and look over at the clock. Or I'll say, Diamond, I'm going to sleep late. Let's get up at 8. And 7:59, I open my eyes. I don't know why it happens, but there are many people that are like this. But some people are insomniacs. They can't sleep through the night, and it has a lot to do with their sugar cycle. Yeah. And there is a solution for those that wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. and can't get back to sleep. The first problem with this group of people is once they get up, they're mad they got up, and they're pissed they can't get back to sleep. This is the worst thing you could do. Once you set your mind in motion to the fact that you're not going to go back to sleep, guess what's going to happen? Yeah, you get what you get. If you tell yourself you're not going to go to sleep, there is a 90% chance that you're not going to go to sleep. If you remove that thought from your mind and you do something else like play Parcheesi, read a magazine, watch a stupid video, or anything else, you'll get tired because you're supposed to be sleeping at this time. But there is a biohack that can prevent all this from happening, because what is happening is your sugar is spiking. So what happens is your sugar burns out as you sleep, and then somewhere between 3 and 5 a.m. for some people, you go into diabetic shock in a very minor way. And then when you wake up, you have an adrenaline rush, and that adrenaline provides sugars to your system. The only problem is it's not the kind you need to stay asleep. It's the kind that keeps you awake. So you can eliminate all these problems by doing a simple thing, and it's taking a type of sugar right before bed that will allow you to prevent the depletion overnight. And that's by mixing MTC oil or coconut oil with a little bit of local honey. It's in the honey, funny. And you mix it up and you take a tablespoon and you go to bed and you sleep through the night. I don't know if it actually works because I don't need it, but I've heard from others that this is a great solution. So go check it out. Now, before we close up tonight, check this out. Meet Mammoth, the world's largest CO2 vacuum, now finally in operation. Yep, the biggest waste of money and stupidity in human history. You're looking at it right here. Let's take a look at it in a bigger perspective so you can see what your tax dollars are spent on. This machine, 24 hours a day, sucks plant food out of the lower atmosphere to choke off plants and to kill humanity. And this is all on the guise of climate change and saving the world. The only problem is that CO2 has nothing to do with temperature. It's a result of temperature on Earth. It is not the climate control knob. And the noobs, the billionaires that built this facility, are nothing but charlatans lining their pockets with your tax dollars, and they are laughing all the way to the bank. Now, good news. There are 6 cosmic catastrophes that can end the empire at any moment. And that means these billionaires are screwed. And we're coming for all of their products because they're clueless. Trust me. When one of these events occurs, all of the billionaires are going to cower into their little holes. We're going to find their vents. We're going to stuff them shut, burn them out, and take all their shit. That's how brilliant it'll be. So join Lee and I tomorrow on a wonderful exploration of 6 cosmic catastrophes that could wipe out life on Earth. Not really, just mostly, but definitely end the empire, including high-energy solar flare, asteroid impact, expanding sun, local gamma-ray bursts, nearby supernovas, and even moving stars. Join us tomorrow on Revolution Radio every day, Saturday noon Mountain Time in Studio B. Just go to revolution.radio, click the play button on Studio B, and start listening. It's that simple. You know what else is simple? If you've got nothing to do tonight, I know you want to watch this movie. Am I a Racist? A Matt Walsh documentary is being released tonight. And guess what? We've got it on our Rumble channel. So go get it before they take it away. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video. We are shadow banned. Hit the thumbs up. It's free and it helps with the algorithm. Check out Am I a Racist? And maybe get up to speed with the boom. We love each and every one of you. Please join us tomorrow for the radio show at revolution.radio and Studio B. And thank you, Hawk's Nest. We love you. And that is a boom.